stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
And we welcome you to the British Basketball League and across the USA. Tonight we have got a mouth-watering semifinal game between historically one of the top teams in the league going up against the defending champions. It's Newcastle versus the London Lions. Now, London may be the odds-on favorite to win this one, but Newcastle is on an absolute roll, and both of these teams got it in the semifinals without missing a beat.
Taylor on the trail.
London Lions makes them pay.
Doesn't miss a beat though, does it? Well, Decker with the steal, and Decker will run it back. Nice pass.
London Lions get the job done.
Needs to go up. Oh, Taj Green!
Beautiful play. Jordan Johnson.
Oh, Defoe is wide open underneath.
Are you kidding me?
That is tough to stop in the transition. Austin through the contact and one. What a shot that is. The road will continue, and they will be hoping to get all the way to the O2.
Victory is for London over Surrey and for Newcastle over Caledonia, set up tonight's semifinal. This is game one of a potential three-game series. In the other semifinal, Cheshire eased by Bristol last weekend and will host Sheffield, who went to a game 3 against Leicester 6 days ago. We'll keep you updated on all the developments in Cheshire. And alongside former London Lion is Anya Stewart. I'm Todd Harris. We will be tipping off in just a matter of time from the Virtu Motors Arena. But first, let's talk about this matchup tonight. Z, this is an absolute classic.
It is, and, you know, a tough task for Newcastle, but what I do like is the first game of the three. If there is a three, they're at home. Also, Newcastle have been playing fantastically and also just got this grit about them.
London Lions and Newcastle certainly coming to this playoffs absolutely hot, but you have to look at this head-to-head matchup. You go back in November, and London took a beating from Newcastle at home.
Yeah, you know, Newcastle have one of 3 teams that have beaten London Lions this season.
All right, let's talk about the starting fives first for the Newcastle Eagles on home court.
Yeah, and Devon is in the starting lineup still. Defoe, McGill, and Austin Jr., and then also Taj Green.
All right, for the defending champion, the London Lions.
Yes. And for me, it's Gabe Olusheni who will start the offense, who's the big guy there. Sam Decker, Taylor, Connor Morgan, and Matt Morgan.
Brothers from another mother. We'll see what they can put on tonight. All right, let's talk about Newcastle in depth. This team loves to get out. They love to run, and no one stirs the drink quite like Ricky McGill.
And that indeed. And there, that's 17 points per game. But what I talked about is this grit and this aggression. And really this dog mentality really stems from him. I think he's just got better and better, playing with confidence, you know, is never going to back down, is getting to the rim. But also what I love is his defense also has got, you know, much better. I've seen him block shots in the playoffs, but for me, the 3 is doing well. Look, he's attacking, he's getting to that mid-range jumper. He's been incredible.
And he's coming off a 22-point performance in a closeout game against Caledonia. So, as Jamie likes to say, he has a lot of dog, and he is ready to go to war against the London Lions. Now, across the way, you love yourself a good big because you're a former great big. Gabe Olaseni, all-league first-teamer. He brings it.
I do indeed, a post player, and I just think I like to call him Mr. Consistency. Does so well. Also, you know, sets great screens. There he is, rolling to the basket. But for me, like you said, he's been an all-team and really could be an MVP, in my opinion. But just does all the dirty work, is just, you know, kind of like a silent assassin. He's not going to give you crazy highlights, but I just think he's been so good, and he can shoot this little mid-range jumper too.
Well, the players will deliver. Will the coaches have the right strategy? Mark Studel in his second year, they finished the season in 6th place with an 18-18 record across the way. His counterpart, Petr Bozic, winning the title in his first year, a 33-3 record. Does the magic continue for the London Lions, or do the Newcastle Eagles upset the champs? No place we'd rather be than Newcastle and Virtu Motor Arenas for tonight's semifinals. Tonight's officiating crew, I should say. The crew chief is Ian McDonald. Paul Unsworth and Christopher Dodds in charge of the action, as the Newcastle Eagles will be in their home blacks and the London Lions in their traveling orange. Now, the orange has a bit of a controversy because some of the players do not like this kit, but we'll see how it plays out. We are underway in Newcastle.
And also, they've taken a few L's in that orange kit, so let's hope that they can change it today. But for me, it's going to be a tough ask. Newcastle finally healthy.
Oh, beautiful interior passing. Connor Morgan can't finish it. It gets out to the captain, JT. He misses, and Taj Green will clean that up. What do you need to see early from Newcastle to give you hope that they can run this thing?
Well, I think just getting some early offense, building some confidence, getting the crowd into it. They're going to need these fans to get on their feet and really just edge them over. But here, this is where there's a foul there.
Yep.
But where, for me, Newcastle, they're constantly hitting the boards. They'll rebound their minds out of their minds.
First foul charge to Larry Austin Jr. He got tangled up with Gabe Olasheni, who had torn down that rebound and was looking to run. So no harm, no foul there as Larry Austin Jr. picks up his first. The only key I would say, Z, for Newcastle is this team plays some heavy minutes, especially on their starters.
Yeah, they do. Where London Lions, nobody really plays over 25 minutes, and they have a really strong bench.
And you can see right away what Coach Bosic wants to do. They're going to inside. Jordan Taylor doesn't really categorize as a big man, but he gets the first bucket of the night.
And that's why I would say, London Lions are fantastic. They're huge. You've got the Connor Morgan and you've got Sam Decker. Those are big guys on playing the 4 and the 3. And that's where maybe Newcastle lack in their height.
As Morgan picks up his first foul. After this game, remember, game number 2 will be in London at the Copper Box. That's coming up on Sunday. So this is a key game. Z, I guess the experts would all say if Newcastle is going to win this series, they've got to win this game.
It's a must that they can get this home game.
Matt Morgan finds Connor Morgan, and beautiful passing, and this time Connor Morgan's able to convert.
Yeah, wonderful ball movement. And really, that's what you want. And also, we haven't spoken enough, for me, about Connor Morgan.
Yeah.
I think he's just been a really great, solid guy.
Unsung hero.
Defense. Yeah, unsung hero for sure.
Matt Morgan got isolated down below on big Taj Green, and Taj took advantage of that. He is fouled, so he will go to the line. The 6'8" forward out of Columbia, South Carolina. Playoff average, 14 points, 7 boards.
Yeah, this is a good look for Newcastle. Find the mismatch. And then here, look how they move the ball and then get a diving Connor Morgan. That's lovely basketball.
Sharing is certainly caring for the London Lions as they like to move the ball around. Taj Green missing on the first. Good to see Sam Decker in the lineup. Last year's MVP, Z. He has had a tough season this year as he has battled injuries. So to have him in the starting lineup in this semifinal, that's got to be huge for Coach Bosic.
Yeah, massive. And, for me, he has struggled. But these last couple of games hasn't really skipped a beat. He's finally looking in playing form, and it does take a long time. And especially when I've had a couple of injuries, it takes a few games to get yourself going. Good steal there by McGill.
Pocket pick by Ricky McGill, some of the quickest hands in the league, and McGill will pull the trigger from deep range off the heel, and Matt Morgan corrals it. Sam Decker with patience, big body there. Jordan Taylor inside, beautiful pass, and Connor Morgan throws it down with 2.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be tough to guard, right? They can match their intensity and physicality under the ball, but at the rim, I think that's where they struggle.
Matt Morgan's going to get called on that ticky-tack foul on Devin Whitfield. Let's go back to this. I love the passing that the Lions are doing. I mean, they are just moving the ball around so quickly.
Yeah, there it is again. And with McGill guarding Connor Morgan, I'm going inside to him every single time. There's a mismatch on height and strength. He can spread the floor, so he's shot the 3 very well, but why not go inside? And until somebody stops you, keep going until it's broke.
Matt Morgan will step off after that foul. Tariq Phillip will step in, the 6'2" guard out of New York. Whitfield lets this one fly and buries it.
Yeah,
So 6-4 with 7:30 to play here in the first. Remember, 10 minutes in the British Basketball League per quarter.
And Whitmore's been charge. Excuse me, a moving screen.
Connor Morgan. That's called getting your money's worth.
Yeah, it is. Here it is. Let's have a look. It's that shoulder, isn't it? And the elbow was a real extra bit of... Here it is, and there's Whitfield. Yeah, shot, and he's moved into the starting lineup since the playoffs. It was Jordan Johnson, which I think was for Quade Green in Caledonia.
And what do you think about that move? Because Jordan Johnson's been such a big playmaker.
Huge. You know, he's up there. He's number 2 points per game, so he knows how to score the ball, but I think he great job by Mark Strudel changing up the lineup to go against Caledonia. They absolutely destroy them, and now you have another weapon on the bench.
Ricky McGill gets loose. 2 orange jerseys, though, as Dante Grantham has checked into the game. Grantham, another powerful weapon on head coach Peter Bosic's bench, and here's a guy that he could start for almost every team in the league if he wasn't at London.
Good job. See where Newcastle is good. Their hands are everywhere. They're helping each other, making it difficult here. Look, 2 guys come over. Good job, Defoe. And hits the cameraman, gets involved.
Personal, yeah.
There we go.
I know JT wants to get into TV, but that's just not the way to do it.
Well, we're glad he's all right. There he is.
He wanted no part of the captain.
We might have
Wisconsin
to sub him
Badgers, I'll tell you. Gareth, well done. Way to hold your ground. I would have called the charge on JT, too. 6-4 now, coming up on 7 minutes to play here in the first. First game of potentially a 3-game series. First game here in Newcastle. The next 2 will be in London if necessary. That 3rd and final game will be on Tuesday as Darius Defoe goes to work, backs it down, and Defoe can't get his shot to fall. Here comes Dante Grantham. Jordan Taylor working the exterior back inside. Game on the city. Way too easy.
Yeah, way too easy. Easy money. And well done, London Lions. They know where their money shot is. It's down low to their big guys. First it was Connor Morgan. Now go to Gabe.
Do you think that's going to be a point of emphasis for Coach Bosic during the playoffs, not just this game, but to establish Gabe Olasheni early?
I think that's important. Well, you know, like I said, I'm a post player, so yes, you should establish us to help. But what that does is when you establish the post down low and you're getting easy buckets around the rim, the defense gets sucked in. Now when you cause the double team, the triple team, now you can kick it out. Here comes your shooters involved. And that is really great basketball. And that's what you want. And London Lions are great at the post. They got Josh Sharma, who's on the bench, Gabe, and then also you've got Connor Morgan, who can post
Dante
up.
Grantham can play post up, and he's a big body.
Yeah, and this is the height difference, I think, is just a bit too much for Newcastle. But the aggressiveness, you cannot afford to bring the ball down. As soon as you bring the ball down, Newcastle's all over it.
So Taj Green back to the line for the 2nd time tonight. Missed the first, hits the 2nd. 2 out of 4 after 2 trips. Great crowd.
Yeah. Wonderful. And, you know, Newcastle Eagles fans have been consistent this season, been fantastic, filling up the arena every game. You know, you and I were discussing this game, and we thought about how Newcastle could get this win. London certainly has the depth, but Newcastle, 21 fast break points in game 1 against Caledonia, and their transition can be problematic for a lot of teams. Yeah, and then 18 points in game 2, and that's where they were fantastic. They really bothered Caledonia, which that was an upset for me. I thought Caledonia was going to get it done, but for me, Newcastle looks solid from that first game. And the bump there, and it goes out of bounds off the knee of Tariq Phillip. So they managed to get a couple of stops, really kind of pushing London out of their offense. But here we go. That's exactly what you want. What remind you playing simultaneously tonight in the other semifinalists, Cheshire and Sheffield. We'll keep you up to date on that one. But we've got London, the defending champions, and fouls aplenty. The officials staying very active right now. We're just sitting at 8-5. And for me, I think both teams need to adjust. You know, seeing that referees are calling it quite quickly. You've got to get your hands out. You've got to move your feet. You've got to adjust throughout the game, or you'll be on that bench. As a player, do you like this? Do you like the officials getting active early so they kind of set the tone, or do you want them to swallow the whistle and I like them to, especially in playoff basketball.
Okay.
I just think it's a whole different part of the season. You can, it's more tougher. But, at the end of the day, if something like this happens, which it does vary, and sometimes there is some consistency, but as a player, you have to learn on the fly. There's multiple things that you can change. Or if you don't, you're on 2 fouls and you're on the bench.
Jordan Taylor, the captain, just discussing with the officials. Want to remind you, at 4:40 to play in the first, it is Sheffield on top of Cheshire, 14-13. So we'll continue to update that. That's also potentially a 3-game series. Between those 2 series, Sheffield and Cheshire, and London and Newcastle, which one do you see potentially going 3?
Oh.
Or could they both? Do you think they both are going to go 3?
That's a really
kind of putting you on the spot.
Yes, I don't know. Yeah, I mean they could. I think Sheffield have got a lot of confidence coming from that Leicester Riders game, going to 3. But I think Cheshire is just a different beast. Yeah. They play at a different rhythm, a different style, and make teams really struggle. Aaron Rye, Skylar White shooting the ball very well. And then you've got Rideau also, a beast.
Quincy Rideau is such a player. Jordan Johnson checking in for the first time. Malcolm Delpeche also checking in as well. He has been huge for Newcastle down the stretch and here in the playoffs as Gabe Olasheni steps to the line. 86% free throw shooter, as we mentioned. But on the first team all-league and misses the second. Oh, and his pocket is picked right away from Sam Decker. Taylor makes him pay.
Great job by Sam, sneaking behind and stealing the ball out of Green's hand.
So with an opportunity to possibly cut it or take the lead, Sam Decker on the hustle play gets it to the captain, Jordan Taylor. He buries a 3, and it'll be McGill answering right back.
Yeah, and it's important McGill gets them going offensively and hitting those 3s.
Olasheni finds himself in the paint, nowhere to go. He throws it away, picked off by Taj Green. And Green will be fouled on the breakaway as Dante Grantham gets him with the bump.
That's a great defensive possession.
Yeah.
They pushed Gabe Olasheni out of from behind, under the basket, and then he turned away and then thrown the ball away. So great possession.
If you're Coach Bosich, though, do you want to see Gabe Olasheni take that shot? I mean, he's in the paint. He's, what, a 7-8 footer?
He loves a 15-footer.
Yeah.
But, they're just making him second guess, think, should I do this, should I do that? And then the turnover. Wonderful. And there's the other game playing this evening.
Cheshire's moved into the lead 17-16. And that should be a great battle there, as Cheshire would love to get another rematch with the London Lions in the championship. Remember, Cheshire winning the trophy tournament early this year up in Birmingham. We were there, and see, that was a great game.
Yeah, wonderful game.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so exciting. And we called that game, and I think that's what I'm saying. They gave London Lions such a problem. But Sheffield doing all right so far on the road.
See if the Sharks can hang in there. Coach Stoodle talking with Taj Green, telling him exactly what he needs from him. He's going to take a seat, grab some gummy bears. He'll be back shortly, all tied up at 12 as we come up on 5 to play.
Taj Green loves Harry Bow, doesn't he? And Will Neighbour, and this is what I wanted to talk about earlier, is Newcastle finally are fully healthy.
Oh, Dante Grantham, he got hooked up by Ricky McGill, and Dante Grantham was waiting. Where is the call there? All knotted up at 12 here in Newcastle. It's the Eagles and the Lions trying to take control of this series in Game 1. All even at 12 here at the Virtu Motors Arena. Todd Harris, Azania Stewart. Just moments ago, Azania, everyone seems to be upset with the officials early on, and it's the toughest job in the league. But here's this call.
Yeah, and this is Grantham. He was asking for the foul, and there's the tap by Del Pesh. And, you know, we spoke about having to adjust, but that's difficult. 10 fouls have been called in this game, 7 on London Lions and 3 on Newcastle. But that one, they missed that.
Yeah, it could easily gone to either Del Pesh or McGill. And Sam Decker says, you know what, let me just back this thing down and show you how I do it. Old school. Former first-round draft pick in the NBA to the Houston Rockets, University of Wisconsin, the reigning league MVP. Sam Decker, good to see him healthy.
Also, David Nwaba back in. He's been injured, missed the first round of the playoffs.
David Nwaba rocking the number 2 in the orange kit for London. Maybe the most NBA physical body. I mean, he just looks like an NBA ball player.
Yeah, his calves are huge. The body, you know, can get up, can slam.
Oh, wow. Circus shot extraordinaire as Jordan Johnson got turned around, decided to put the ball up. Probably was thinking he was going to get called with a foul, and that would have to be bucket of the year if that drops.
Yeah, it is. It's good job for him knowing that the clock is running down, but he's right. The referee's missed that, but Del Pesh sticks with it.
Malcolm Del Pesh has been huge for the Eagles in the playoffs, giving him points, minutes, and fouls, as Will Neighbor able to bring that one in, and back come the Eagles. Opportunity to take the first lead of the game with Jordan Johnson yo-yoing down the lane, Decker in his grill, and can't get it to fall. And Nwaba, Grantham. Decker with the fake takes the baseline, and he's going to get the foul on the former Malcolm Del Pesh, on the foul.
Good will be this block, and this is where Johnson gives up the height.
Yeah.
Sam Decker just stays in the air. Great timing in here, fakes, and then gets bumped and pushed by Del Pesh.
That's 6'8" going up against 5'10". I'll put my money on the 6'8" Sam Decker.
Yes.
Solowade, fresh on, steps up, and hey, let's hear it for 5'10", comes in with a rebound, and he's going to go the length of the court as Sharma checks in, sees 7-footer and says, you know what, I don't want any part of that. And Nwaba, and he's bumped. So no team either, really just not able to get into an offensive flow, Z, and maybe it's because of all the fouls.
Yeah, no, you're right. I just think it has been difficult here. Is Jordan Johnson coming in and stopping that transition. David, but you're right, both teams 14 points, you know, each, and maybe, I don't know, a bit of nerves or just kind of out of whack a little bit, but it's fine. I just think keep pushing, keep getting into your stuff, and yeah. Both teams in the bonus was 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
We spoke about the fouls. Well, there you go. So from now on, any foul, they will go to the free throw line. So I think you use that as your advantage. If I'm, you know, Newcastle, I'm going aggressive. I'm putting my head down. I'm getting to the rim and try and get to the free throw line.
2 pickups this year in the league, and I think the 2 most impactful have got to be David Nwaba and, of course, Quade Green, and it's Ricky McGill. Zenga's dog goes to the hole, not afraid, takes the foul of the harm, and gets the bucket.
Yeah, this is huge. Look at this. This little cut up to get Dante Grantham. Look, loses him on the back door. A little floater absolutely gets whacked by Mo Solowade and goes to the line. What were you telling me about the players who seemingly come in this year?
Oh,
David
the most impactful players. And I was going to say Quade Green and David Nwaba.
Okay, yeah. Malik Green also in Sheffield.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he's done fantastically.
And Nwaba came into the league February 2nd and immediately made his impact felt. And again, another weapon for Coach Bosich off the bench. Dante Grantham now backing down. He goes hard. Will Neighbor takes a fall. No foul, no charge, no block. And Johnson will pull the trigger on a deep range 3 and gets nothing but Newcastle air. So an interesting lack of flow offensively here because Will Neighbor, now he's not the biggest guy, Z, but he got level.
Yeah, here it is. He just gets his chest square on. They call no foul. You're right. No block.
He's still feeling like he got the paddles on his chest. Clear.
And good no call. Let's just let it go then. Let's play.
17-16, Newcastle with a 1-point lead.
Beautiful.
And a beautiful drive by Tariq Phillips. He goes down. Josh Sharma, the big 7-footer, corrals the rebound, puts it right back up and in.
Yeah, fantastic with him. And the stat king, Dan Routledge, told me that Gabe and Josh, per 40 minutes, average together 43 points and 21 rebounds. They kind of average about 22, 25 minutes each. So you sub off one and you bring on Josh Sharma and that big 3-point from Josh Ward-Hibbert in the corner. That's huge. That's miles ahead of any other combo, any other post player in the league.
Former London Lion hits a 3, and then David Nwaba answers back with an acrobatic shot off the glass. So we go back to 20s. Coming up on 90 seconds to play in the first period here. The first game of a potential 3-game series here in the semifinals. The winner of this series is moving on to the O2 to face the winner of Cheshire and Sheffield. Sharma. Wow, somehow someone's been doing some yoga because Sharma caught that in stride and put it in.
Yes, great balance from him. And the poise to just take his time. That's what the tough thing is about London Lions. You finally get Gabe Olusheni off.
Someone's feeling it. Ricky McGill got the bump and stepped up and drills the 3.
Fantastic. That's why we picked him at the start.
Yeah.
He's just been in a groove, an offensive, he's not afraid.
Back-to-back 3-pointers for Newcastle as London's doing it old school, using the glass on back-to-back buckets. So it's the Lions on top, 24-23. McGill still feeling it. Why not? Let it fly.
The hot hand, Todd. I told you, his confidence, he's just oozing, he's feeling good. He's the guy. And the thing is, Newcastle is saying, here, take us.
Beat him.
And we'll follow you.
Let the big dog eat. David Nwaba now will try to answer back. He gives a little bit of a shimmy. He goes up. He's going to be fouled. And they're going to get Malcolm Del Pesh with 17.2 seconds in the first. And Newcastle on top by 2.
I don't know about that one.
You think that was soft?
Yeah. See, those are the ones that I would like not to be called.
But let's talk about something you love. And
Go
that's
on, then.
Ricky McGill, whose hand is on fire.
Yes, he is. And look, there he is, 14 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. But he's just getting to his spot. He's getting in rhythm. He's shot the 3 and he's drove, got to the free. He's just, sometimes in playoff or just in a season, you just get this real euphoric kind of feeling of the ball's just going in. Anything you put up there is you're not going to miss. It's a wonderful feeling. It doesn't happen a lot. Well, for me, it didn't a lot. But
I was going to say, you're not a big outside shooter, but there are times when the hoop looks enormous.
Yeah, look there. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
Puts it up high, is demanding the ball. And he's just playing, and I've really enjoyed him. These last couple of weeks, even at the end of the season, was playing like this.
Final 5 seconds. Step back. Josh Ward-Hibbert, and he hits it.
Well needed.
A 3-pointer for the former London Lion. Josh Ward-Hibbert breaks the tie at 26, and it's the Newcastle Eagles at home that lead after one, 29-26 on Sky. And Z, what a way to close out the first quarter as this three right before the buzzer.
Yeah, sky high shooting three by Josh Ward-Hibbert, and I knew if Newcastle want to take a hit and potentially win this game, they've got to shoot the three well, and right now they're 5 from 8. They come out on fire.
They close out the first quarter with 4 consecutive three-pointers to end that first, and a 3-point lead as we go to the second. That ball knocked away. Dante Grantham with a nice spin. Josh Sharma thought about dunking it from out there and lays it up off the backboard a little hard, and stepping out of bounds was Darius Defoe. Not his forte, but Darius Defoe caught and his toe on the line, so it is a turnover back over to the London Lions.
A turnover, but I live with that one. I like, the push, the quickness. Boom, London Lions miss, let's go, and get it down on the other end. So I'll live with that turnover.
39-year-old, 20-year veteran Darius Defoe. That shot off the mark, and the ball knocked away there as David Mwaba tried to take it away from Josh Ward-Hibbert.
It looks like London Lions, even when Newcastle get the rebound, they're still coming. We've seen Sam Decker come in behind from Taj Green and steal the ball.
Head coach Petar Bosic, a little bit of a concern there. His team trails by 3 after 1, and to your point, Z, if the Eagles are shooting the three well, it's going to be a tough team. But look at this, up and under. Someone had a drink out of the fountain of youth, because Darius Defoe, that was a move we'd see from him 10, 15 years ago.
Yes, and that was a great job from him, finishing on the other side so he couldn't get blocked.
Dante Grantham trying to get some space. Taj Green couldn't close him down, and Grantham gets it to fall. Larry Austin. Josh Ward-Hibbert bumped as he gets it to Darius Defoe, and then it's picked off.
That's what Newcastle can't afford.
Ooh, and the foul. Josh Sharma, the league dunk champion, gets it to drop.
And look, comes down on the other end, but when you don't have a look or a possession where you get a shot up, and then London Lions come down on the other side, it's difficult.
31-28, Newcastle on top, 8:39 to play here in the first half. The first game tonight, and then of course Sunday, it will be London's turn to host the Newcastle Eagles. But remember, Newcastle beat London earlier this year, beat them handily at the Copper Box. Z, no one saw that one coming. That one coming back on November 23rd. And Darius Defoe showing no signs of retiring. A guy that used to coach him on hand tonight, as Fab Flournoy has returned to his roots here in Newcastle, the assistant coach with the Philadelphia 76ers. Former player coach with Newcastle, get this, Z, a 5-time league coach of the year.
Really good, and for him to come back and show support. He's out of the playoffs, sadly. 76ers are done.
I'm sure he'd rather be stateside still playing in the NBA playoffs, but his Sixers eliminated by the Knicks.
Well, if you're eliminated, what else can you do? You come down and you support Newcastle in the playoffs.
Support your home team. Fab Flournoy sharing his wisdom again, the assistant coach with the Philadelphia 76ers. Bigger legend, Fab Flournoy, Drew Lasker.
That's a tough. I can't do that.
It's a toss-up.
I'm going with Drew.
Yeah, then you got to factor in our Aunt Ro, Mike Tuck. I mean, all our people.
But fantastic. I'm really glad that he could come and support Newcastle Eagles.
It's a good crowd. 1-point lead for the Eagles, looking to spring what would be called an upset. But if we talked about this at the top of the show, if Newcastle really wants a shot at getting this series and knocking out the champs, they've got to win this game tonight, because it'll be a tough task if they lose tonight and then go to the Copper Box on Sunday, which will be a packed house because they've got a doubleheader with the women's team playing and then the men's team. Yep. London's going to smell blood in the water if they get the win tonight. They'll want to close out and get an extra day of rest.
Absolutely. And we spoke about that November where they blow London Lions up, but we have to talk about the first game of the season in October, where Ricky McGill right now is just out of his mind. But back in October, it was 109 to 104. London Lions won that, but that was an overtime win when Newcastle, to me, were the better team. So that confidence alone that you can play with this team is huge.
Sam Decker, after hitting the extra, misses that 15-footer. It's a 2-point lead. Ricky McGill now is going to be the focus of a lot of defense. Darius Defoe can't get his shot to fall. And here comes the Lions. David Nwaba down Main Street, and Nwaba throws it down.
And that's where he's sensational. Oh, but right back at you.
Taj Green says equally adept at throwing down.
Yes, anything I can do better. Well done, Taj Green, to answer that dunk.
You get the sense the Newcastle Eagles do not fear the London Lions.
No, at all.
And Nwaba drives and one.
And we spoke about his body type, didn't
that's
we?
an NBA body.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a good dunk fest.
And here it is. This is where, out in the open, little fake, rocks the rim. And then right on the other end, nobody got back, and that's where Newcastle are fantastic. Who cares? That's bad defense. That was a score on the other end. They've got it out and in, and no doubt that's part of their scouting. Even if London Lions score quick, let's get it out.
So Devin Whitfield will check back in, as will Jordan Johnson. Darius Defoe stays on, as does Taj Green. So we haven't seen Larry Austin Jr. in a while, so we'll keep an eye on that. 36-29 on the other game, with Cheshire leading Sheffield. Mo Solowati staying on. Tight defense on Jordan Johnson.
Just a great Friday night of basketball. I would double screen it right now if I was you.
Whitfield left open, and he buries a three. So whatever are in the water bottles on the Newcastle bench, everyone passed that around.
They've been playing very well.
And Jordan Taylor's checked back in for Coach Bosic, feeds it inside to Sharma. And see, that's where I think London all day long.
Yeah, go inside.
Got to convert.
Yeah, go inside though. Who's this foul on though?
I think it's on Taj.
Yeah. Let's have a look. It's his time. Make some space, and then Taj Green.
I think Darius Defoe might have got him first. Darius Defoe will step off, and it'll be Malcolm Delpeche coming back in.
We spoke about, Newcastle not being afraid.
Yeah.
And we spoke also about dogs. I think there's two teams in this league who are just, on a next level of aggression, don't back down to anyone, which is Newcastle Eagles. And on the other side, it's, who is that?
Cheshire Phoenix?
There it is, Cheshire Phoenix. Those two teams, I think, just play at a different level, at a different energy. They don't care. They'll rip your head off, is how I feel.
And this is going to stay with London. And once again, a hustle play for Sam Decker after a missed free throw. So Decker gets in there, muddies the water just enough, and it was last touched by the Eagles. So an opportunity for the Lions to take the lead. Decker left open on the baseline jumper. He comes up short, and Jordan Johnson comes away with it. Larry Austin Jr. Fast hands, fast feet. Gets it ahead. Sam Decker now. The trailing Nwaba, and he just sidesteps around Delpeche.
That's pretty. Oh, that's very difficult to guard. But like I said, in that full steam of of speed, he's really unstoppable to guard. Last time comes down with the dunk. Now he gets the steal.
Look at this. Look at this. And a little too much for Sam Decker, so he's going to wait for numbers. As the Orange Brigade comes, Solowati down to Sharma. Good option there. Sharma can't get the little three-footer jump hook to go. And Jordan Johnson's coming back with a full head of steam of his own. He's going to get the foul on Jordan Taylor. JT apparently does not like it.
No.
He's giving them a tumble wag.
He's saying, no, no, no. Let's have a look. We get the pleasure of watching it back. Let's have a look.
Ooh, I think
he's right.
I think JT may be telling the truth. Oh, Delpeche was waiting for contact, and he said, you know what? I got an NBA body, but this time I think I'll step around you.
Yeah. that was a quick Euro step.
Yeah, it was. 39-38, London on top. Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Newcastle Eagles and the defending champion London Lions. Todd Harris and Zania Stewart with you here on Sky Sports as the playoffs here in the British Basketball League in full effect. And how about this? Matt Morgan,
Yeah.
one of the leading scorers in the league, has been out for almost 12 minutes. Picked up an early foul in the first period, and he's come back in now, so he's going to be fresh. Don't be surprised if we see the ball in the hands of number 30 early and often.
Yeah, and he hasn't scored yet. But I'm surprised you sub out David Nwaba when
the way he's playing.
So they've gone with Matt Morgan, which is totally fine, but that's not the guy I would go. He's got the hot hand, he's feeling good, he's playing fantastic, but I'm not Coach Bozic.
Cross-court passes all the way around. Sam Decker up and under, and Sam Decker turning back the hands of time to his days at Wisconsin. Holy cow. Decker and comes back with some defense, but it'll be called for the foul. That was nice end-to-end work by Sam Decker.
Let's have a look here.
Ooh.
And here's the bucket. Look, just double clutches. Uses the reverse layup. It's unstoppable, or unbeatable, should we say, hey?
Decker still, he's doing his best. Jordan Taylor, not happy about that foul, but he's not gonna argue. He'll just give him the wry smile.
But good job, Jordan. Johnson just, he got blocked the last possession by Sam, but he's still being aggressive. He's still attacking the rim. He misses the free throw. And there's Nwaba with 13 points. And
David Nwaba, 6'5", forward out of Los Angeles, California. Cal Poly, battled a little bit of an injured knee this season, but strong throughout. Remember, he came in February, averaged 14 and 5 for the London Lions. So a huge pickup for the defending champions.
Yeah, he's been massive.
Connor Morgan now checking back in. This is a pretty good sized lineup now. Look at that. Sharma sharing to Decker. Decker can't finish. He will go to the line. So you've got Connor Morgan, Matt Morgan, and up front you got Sam Decker and Josh Sharma. That's not terrible.
Yeah, it's a top 5.
We got a 1-point game here in Newcastle at Virtu Motors Arena. And again, 40-34, Cheshire 6-point lead on the Sheffield Sharks and head coach Atiba Lions. So we'll see how that one plays out. Remember, everyone looking to dominate this first game, but it's the one game you can recover from. However, if you are the Newcastle Eagles, as Zania Stewart, you do not want to go to London, even though you've won this year at the Copper Box, you don't want to go to London down 1-0.
Correct, because the first game is usually the highest seed, but this time hasn't, so they don't come back home, where it usually goes away, home, away. Where this is going to be for Newcastle, home, away.
Basically sets up a situation for the London Lions if they can get it. Ooh, nice defensive block there by Josh Sharma, and Delpeche is able to clean it up as Taj Green went to the hole hard.
Yeah, look at this lovely back door. Great block by Sharma. Good timing, but can't recover to block Delpeche again.
So what I was saying is if Newcastle doesn't hold here, or does get the win here, it puts London into a corner. But if London gets the win here, then they have 2 opportunities to close out
at home. Yeah. Correct. Thank you.
Coach Mark Studel, as we said, in his 2nd year, has got his team as the 6th seed coming into this postseason, 18-18 on the year. And there are a few games in there that I think Newcastle probably should have and could have won. But they finished the regular season at Mount 500 on 18 as Matt Morgan brings it up now. 1-point game, Newcastle on top at home. Decker on the back cut, Sharma up top. Gets the ball to the captain, Jordan Taylor. Matt Morgan comes around. He thought about the look. Why not go this route? That's an easy 2 for Sharma.
Yeah, really good job moving the ball. All 5 players touching it. And wonderful finish.
Whitfield left open. Hesitated just momentarily. Decker comes in. He gets it now. The orange-clad Lions are looking to run. Connor Morgan for 3. Got it.
See the difference. Really sharing the ball. I can't talk about it enough. Wonderful team basketball.
The passing, a thing of beauty, and London now has surged out into the lead as they lead it here at the Virtu Motors Arena. Can they close out the first half? We'll find out on Sky after this. 46-42 in Newcastle. The Lions on top. And how about this passing?
Yeah, and if they play like this, Todd, we spoke about it, they can just, you know, break open a lead so quickly. And that's the London Lions that, you know, I've seen all season. They're giving up good shots for better shots, looking after, sharing the ball, you know, playing tough defense. They're hard to beat when they play like that.
London Lions and Coach Bosic instituting a little full court pressure there just to slow down the Eagles on that transition basketball as Taj Green launches a three. That ball knocked away and effectively finds the hands of Devin Whitfield. So another 14 seconds on the clock, and the hottest hand in Newcastle, Ricky McGill, finally misses. Matt Morgan now.
Matt Morgan needs to get himself going. Something easy.
Oh, nice attempt as Connor Morgan tried to get into Josh Sharma. And now Morgan finds himself on the other end defending Taj Green, and he'll be called for the foul. What's more dangerous or impressive in your mind, that London has a 4-point lead, or that they're getting a 4-point lead and Matt Morgan hasn't scored yet?
Yeah, I mean, both are. I mean, he got a little bit of foul trouble and had to hit the bench. And I think sometimes when that happens early, you just get out of rhythm. Yeah. It's really difficult to get yourself going, especially somebody like Matt Morgan, right? Per 40 minutes, he's averaging 30 points. So for him to only be on 0 points, well, you know, we'd hardly ever see this. But what we do know about Matt Morgan, he can fill it up so quickly. That first step is as fast as, I don't know who, you know, Usain Bolt speed. It's incredible. So for me, I'm not worried that he's on 0 points. He's only played 4 minutes, 37 seconds. And, he'll get himself going sooner or later.
Just to update you in Cheshire, it's gone halftime, and it is the Cheshire Phoenix leading by 10 over the Sharks, 48-38. So work to be done for head coach Atiba Lyons and the Sharks if they want to keep this thing competitive. Meanwhile, here, we're coming up on 3.5 to play in the first half. 46-43, London on top. Morgan driving in, and he's waiting for the defense to come. Never arrived. He misfires on that layup. Jordan Taylor shot off the mark, and Jordan Johnson comes away with the interview. Now back come the Eagles, looking to get some transition buckets here. And the foul will be called. Ball tipped in. They're going to wave that off. So Jordan Johnson will go to the line. And how about this?
There he is. He doesn't have the suit and tie today. He's got the backwards hat and the shorts because it's been lovely in Newcastle. The sun's been out.
Drew Lasker can wear the denim shorts and the hat on backwards, and he still looks posh. That's just how he rolls. Love me some Drew Lasker.
Well, he's the Newcastle King, so of course he's in the house.
You got Drew Lasker in the house. You got Fab Flournoy in the house. You got playoff action in Newcastle.
Yeah, legends.
Doesn't get any better. 3-point lead for the London Lions, 3-17. Mark Studel hoping his team can get back to that hot hand. The way they were shooting earlier, Z, it seemed like everything was going in.
But even, you know, they're shooting very well. What I love about it, even on the miss of London Lions, their transition speed is something that is, you know, they need.
Sam Decker had a mismatch there on Ricky McGill, and wisely.
Technical.
And we're going to get a tee.
Coach asking for a foul on Sam Decker is what I think, and there we hardly see Coach Bosic really get fired up.
That's about as fired as you're going to see him.
Yeah, he's really flatline, you know, he's very calm. But here, maybe just a couple of French words that we're not allowed to repeat, so we apologize for that. But a great job them finding Sam Decker versus they're picking on Ricky McGill, because Newcastle are in a bit of a trouble, right? You can't take out Ricky McGill because he's fantastic on offense, but what he gives up on defense.
Exactly.
You know, they've been picking on him the whole first half.
Coach Bosic brings in such a lineup with guys like Dante Grantham, Sam Decker, Mo Salawati, Tariq Phillip, all pretty good-sized guards. As David Nwaba stays. And Ricky McGill's going to have to get this shot off. Shot clock was down to 3. And he's bailed out with a foul. You're going to get Matt Morgan.
I think it might have been... was it Matt Morgan? Yeah, it was 30. Okay.
He put up the 3-0.
I thought he put 2-0 up for Josh Sharma, but
check. It was Sharma. My apologies. Why did I ever doubt the queen?
Stop it. Don't do that.
Josh Sharma will take a seat. Hey, you know what? Josh Sharma is so great off the bench. Any other team he'd probably be starting for. Comes off the bench, gives you not only 5 fouls, but always gives you a lot of rebounds and the dunks that get the team fired up as McGill goes to the line and hits the first.
Yeah, and you know, Josh Sharma has 10 points already, so he'll go to the bench. But guess what? You sub in Gabe Olusheni, who's been just Mr. Consistency, and I spoke about that stat between them averaging over 40 minutes, 43 points and 21 rebounds.
It's amazing.
Between two guys.
Final 2:40, and if you're Newcastle, that's probably the last thing you want to do as they'd say, a cheeky foul out top on Ricky McGill.
All right, London bloke these days, you know.
I'm trying to fit in.
I know you're American, but you live here now, and you might as well be British while you're at it, because a cheeky. What? Who told you that?
It was a cheeky foul because it was nowhere near the basket. Trying. We're trying.
He's been kind of hanging out with me for too long.
True. What do you need to see from the Newcastle Eagles over this last 2.5?
Well, I just think staying solid. You know, you don't want this lead all of a sudden. It's all of a sudden ballooning up and going into halftime being down. So I think just being solid. I do like, even though when London Lions, you know, score, they get the ball out,
right,
they're down very, very quickly, and just putting the pressure back on, not letting London Lions, you know, have to think or rest, should we say.
Yeah.
They score, they've got to get back on defense quickly. I love that, what Newcastle's doing there.
So much of it is withstanding the rush that you know is coming from the London Lions. You talked about it, how the Lions can go on a roll and kick out 8 quick points, and they're going to wave that off as Taj Green took one too many steps.
He's practicing. He said he put the ball down on the floor. Here it is. Let's have a look.
Oh, yeah.
I think he did put the ball down, though. He went 1, 2, put the ball down.
Yeah, I think the foot got down before the ball got down. That was the problem. Dante Grantham now back on the court for head coach Petar Bosic. Back cut there. A beautiful play as Matt Morgan gets his first bucket at 2:09 to play in the first half.
We weren't expecting that, was we? But a beautiful play. What I do like that London Lions are getting right now, if we can just re-see it. Look, this is the back door. But before that, that is right on the money. They've got this kind of like a kind of weave at the top, which making Newcastle's defense have to really move at the top. Then they've got guys slashing, going back door, cutting to the basket. It's been really hard to guard.
I want to remind you, coming up on Sunday, we've got another doubleheader for you. Of course, the London Lions go back to the Copper Box at 1:35. You'll see that game on Sky Sports as they take on these same Newcastle Eagles. Will it be a closeout game, or will the London Lions be drawing 1-1? We'll have to find out, see. And, of course, at 4:35 on YouTube, the Sheffield Sharks taking on the Cheshire Phoenix. Cheshire currently has a 10-point lead at the half at home, 48-38 over the visiting Sharks. As Coach Studel makes his plans to close out this 2 minutes. Remember, everyone trying to get to the O2. Comes down to this. That's going to happen on May 19th. Yours truly and Azania Stewart will be there. Drew Lasker will be in attendance, and we are excited for that one. What an iconic venue to have the championship of the league in 2024.
Right, iconic, and it's such a great way to wrap up the season. It's just a wonderful time, and you know, last year I was playing in it and retired my last game, and to finish there. It's just wonderful. The women's before the men's. It's just a great day out.
No thoughts of coming out of retirement?
No.
Okay.
I'm really happy here with you.
I check all the time.
I know.
Checking for the fans.
I'm really happy, you know.
Okay.
Out of retirement. I don't miss playing basketball at all. I get to commentate it every day.
Shot clock at 5. Nice give there, and a beautiful throwdown as Malcolm Delpeche rocks the rim in Newcastle.
Good job, Malcolm Delpeche. Look, just cuts down. Gabe has to help on Ricky McGill because he brings so much attention. And he hits Delpeche wide open.
Tariq Phillip now with the ball. Matt Morgan inside. Olusheni lost his defender and just can't get it. Gets 2 looks at it. And beautiful help coming over from Taj Green. And Delpeche will get fouled. He'll go to the line as Olasheni really had no opportunity. Didn't want to give up the free one.
Yeah, and that's maybe a little bit also of a frustration. Foul as down the other end missed his layup. But great job from Delpeche. I think because, like I said, they're running this pick and roll. McGill has been on fire in the first half. He's bringing so much attention. And then he's finding his post player cutting down.
Malcolm Delpeche is one of those players we talked about has to be integral for the Newcastle Eagles. He doesn't have to go huge, doesn't have to get a double-double, but if he can come off the bench and give them 8 to 10, 6 rebounds, they're going to need him, especially with Darius Defoe strapped with 3 fouls. So coming up on 1 minute to play here in the first half, it is still London by 3. They're the defending champions looking to back it up this year. Tariq Phillip gets it from Olasheni. He launches a 3, can't hit it. Into the hands of Josh Ward-Hibbert. Now the momentum shifting into the hands, and that's going to be a blocking foul called on Malcolm Delpeche.
Yeah, didn't have his feet set, just knocked over Matt Morgan.
Malcolm's twin brother Marcus currently playing with Sheffield.
Yeah.
They're down by 10 to Cheshire in that semifinal game. 49.9 seconds to play here in the first half. London Lions by 3 with the ball.
Here's the screen, just kind of doesn't set his feet. He's moving and then knocks over Morgan. Yeah, the Del Press have been playing fantastic. Can I get my words out, please? Delpeche, thank you very much. At Sheffield, have been playing sensational in the playoffs. They've been really, being solid. They've come off the bench, they've started, and just, I really love those two. And I wonder if they just, after each other's games, they just say, hey, bro, how's it going?
You look at the playoffs here in the British Basketball League, and even 3 weeks ago, if you said the Final Four would have been Sheffield, Newcastle, Cheshire, and London, I would have said, wait, where's Caledonia?
Yeah.
Maybe Bristol gets in there. Maybe the Leicester Riders get in there. But this is what we've got, the Final Four, and it's shaping up to be some great semifinals. Of course, London trying to take care of business here in Newcastle, and then a possible closeout game, which you will call on Sunday.
I am working on Sunday too. Yes, I am. I'm doubling up. But you're right. I think Newcastle, I wasn't expecting them. I really did think Caledonia have finally got themselves going, Quade Green. But, he didn't play in that second game. But Newcastle, what we're seeing here, the aggressor being, first to the ball, not backing down. Even if London Lions score, they're out to the races, they're at home. These are all the things that you want and really make up for a great playoff semifinal.
Final 49 seconds here in the first half. London by 3. Jordan Taylor running the offense now for head coach Petar Bosic in his first year with the London Lions. And what a great first year it's been. Their team getting to the semifinals of the Euro Cup and now looking to defend their title from last year. Olasheni on the inside gives it up. Dante Grantham, beautiful footwork there, and does get it to fall. So Grantham gets a huge bucket to get some momentum back in the way of the London Lions. 54-49 now, final 20 seconds.
Newcastle going to take their time and use the whole possession of the shot clock.
Shot clock at 5. McGill, Josh Ward-Hibbert, that's a tough 3, lets it fly, and it tickles the twine, but it's way short. And so the halftime score will remain 54-49 with 1.2 seconds to play. So the shot clock ran down to 0. But since the ball did not touch the rim, the game clock stops at 1.4 on that, on 1.2, excuse me, on that violation.
And the Lions have one more look. They can.
Did they have a play drawn up for 1.2 seconds?
Well, maybe. You do practice things like this, Let's have a look. There might be a back screen look.
Dante Grantham with the football pass, American style, and a foul as Jordan Taylor made the catch, and nothing changed on the clock. It actually looked like it went up, if that's possible. So now there's 1.5 seconds on the clock, and the foul on Ricky McGill. So unfortunately, that is the play you draw up. Get a foul. Jordan Johnson, called for the foul, and that sends the captain, Jordan Taylor, to the line. So Jordan on Jordan crime, and Taylor's going to make Johnson pay.
Well, it was a good play. Tariq had a back screen, so he had a running start.
Yeah. If they don't call the foul, beautiful pass. So 56-49, and Newcastle and head coach Mark Stoodle not going to be happy about giving up that extra 2 with less than 2 seconds to play. Play so good, they added time to it. See if Newcastle can get one off. Jordan Johnson lets it fly and a little too hard off the glass. So we do get to the half, and it is 56-49, a 7-point lead for the defending champions. Remember, after the end of the first, it was the Eagles on top by 3. So the Lions have come storming back, and now they have the lead here at half. Once again, our halftime score here at the Virtu Motors Arena. London 56, Newcastle 49. It's halftime in Newcastle as the London Lions lead at 56-49. Todd Harris alongside the former London Lion, Xenia Stewart. Xenia, a really interesting game. Newcastle with a 3-point lead after one quarter, and now it's London with a 7-point lead at half. What has stood out to you?
Well, I think I love the points in the paint for London Lions. 38 of them, obviously establishing their big guys down low.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers so far. And again, London doing London-type things. You see the assists, 15-9, really sharing the ball.
Yeah, they are, but what they're not doing is shooting the three very well. 2 from 8, but if Newcastle want to chip away and stay in this game and potentially win, shooting 46% from 3 is a great clip. They were on fire. We saw them 4 in a row, but shooting 7 from 15 from 3. They're going to need some more of that in the second half.
Coach Studo would like to cut down the turnovers as well, as they are 1 away from double figures in just the first half, as they lead that category, unfortunately, 9-7. As we take a look at the tail of the half. And I'll tell you what, London, you knew what you were going to get. They're going to share the ball, they're going to pound you, and they're going to usually hit from outside, but they don't need to tonight.
Yeah, and I think when they get away from that is when they look kind of bad. But what I think, if I'm Bozic, I need to talk about, hey guys, even if we do score, we need to get back quickly in defense, because Newcastle are doing a fantastic job, even when London Lions are scoring, getting the ball out quick, attacking, getting to the rim. Plays like this, I think, should have been a foul, but Del Pesh cleans up the boards.
Josh Sharma came in, chipped in a quick 10 points for the big man out of Stanford. But Ricky McGill, the hottest hand in all of the Northland.
Yeah, and like I've said, and the reason why I picked him at the start of the game, he's just played with oozing with confidence. 18 points. He's 5 from 9 from the floor. This high arcing 3-point shot from Josh Ward here, but we haven't seen a lot of Austin Jr. either, but you know, he's solid on the defensive end. But what a great first half. If I'm Mark Studel, I'm glad with that first half.
Is this the pace, if you're Coach Mark Studel, you want to see in the second half, or do you want to ramp it up even more?
Yeah, as fast as you can. You can't afford to slow it down and play a slow, sluggish kind of game. It doesn't work. That doesn't help you, especially with the height advantage that London Lions have.
So it's a 7-point game with London on top. They trailed by 3 after the first, and we'll see what they can do and what kind of adjustments both coaches make here when they come out for the second half of play. Remember, this is just game 1 of the semifinals. Game 2 taking place on Sunday. Xenia Stewart will have that call on Sky Sports inside the Copper Box. And if necessary, there will be a game 3, and that's a quick turnaround. That's on Tuesday.
Yes, that will be a really quick turnaround. So really difficult, but can be done.
Well, we had 2 quarterfinals, and it was a very great quarterfinal round, of course. Caledonia, maybe the big surprise, getting knocked out in 2 straight games by these same Newcastle Eagles. And the London Lions taking down Surrey in 2 games. Not a big surprise, but London looked a little bit, vulnerable for a time. But again, let's talk about Newcastle and Caledonia. They get it done in 2.
Taylor on the trail all the way to the basket.
London Lions makes them pay.
Gooden backs out for the triple. Finally, Surrey on the board. Odeshani inside. We've seen that all season long. Kept alive by Josh Sharma. Nice pass. Beautiful assist from Josh Sharma. Make that 25-11. Well, Decker with the steal, and Decker will run it back for the easy dunk. 1 here, and there's Jamison doing what he does best with the offensive rebound and putback. Nice pass, and Grantham jamming it down.
Struggling to defend that.
Nice pass. Jamison rolling to the rim, gets the easy layup. Oh, that's a beautiful fast break by the Lions. Morgan still has it. Shot clock is low. Matt Morgan fires up the 3 and knocks it down.
Gosh.
Gooden with the spin, gets his feet in the paint and drops it in for 2.
Beautiful move.
And the Lions leading this one comfortably and getting off to the perfect start with an easy dunk. Trying to go to work and doing it really well to the rim.
And there's a lovely finish by Lawrence.
And there's another 3. Cooper knocking it down. Sheni, there we go. Finally, London have their first basket in open play in the 4th quarter.
maybe London Lions offense a little bit too stagnant. Too many guys standing around. That's a lovely bank shot.
And they will win this one by 15, but Surrey with a heck of a fourth quarter. They won that period 21 points to 7.
Surrey can build off of that, but London Lions get their job done.
Here's Taj Green rolling to the basket. Nice pass and a good finish.
And that's what he does.
Ali Hodgic again looking to bully his way to the basket and a chance for an and one. Here's Jimenez driving in, finding Kyle Johnson underneath. And a good response here. Here's Johnson, that's a tough three. Misses everything, but Larry Austin's there to turn it into an assist. Whelan drops it back. Johnson in the right place for 2. Here's Carl Johnson leaving it short. You'll get a call back now after that. Oh, Taj Green with the flush tap of the head.
And that energy that he's injected into this Virtu Motors Arena will fuel this Newcastle Eagles team.
Austin through the contact and one. The flex of the muscles. Newcastle on top here. Double team comes. Jimenez into the key. Throws it in for 2. Whitfield steps back for 3. What a shot that is.
Devin Whitfield.
Here's Whitfield for 3. And he strings it. And Newcastle continue to pile on the pain for Caledonia. Jimenez drops it off. Ali Hodgic rocks the rim.
Nice drive and dish there from Jimenez. That's what you get from him.
Whelan with a little hesitation to the rim through the contact. Foul is called.
Johnson is super direct, getting all the way to the lane for the and one.
Oh, beautiful. Newcastle in full flow here. And the Newcastle Eagles running rampant. Here he goes again. This time he kicks out to Onwas, who knocks down a 3. Only the second 3 of the game for the Caledonia Gladiators. McGill's going to attack, get all the way to the rim, and shows them how he does it. The Geordies are on their feet. Their team is going to the semi-finals. The Newcastle Eagles have upset the seedings, and they've swept the Caledonia Gladiators out of the playoffs.
So that's how London and Newcastle progressed to the semifinals. Who will take the first step towards the O2 Arena in the championship game? Second half action when we return. Welcome back to Sky Sports coverage of the British Basketball League. We're in the semifinals. Todd Harris alongside the former London Lion, Xenia Stewart. No rumors that she is coming out of retirement. No retirement. 7-point lead for the London Lions as they have ventured up north to Newcastle, and this is a great game, Z, especially if Newcastle can keep that hot hand. They're going to have to get Ricky McGill back involved in that offense in a big-time way. Yeah,
you're right, and we spoke about it, right? They need to have a hot start. I think I love their energy in that first half, shooting the three very well, but London Lions, they figured it out. They need to move the ball. They need to be aggressive. We'll see that in the second half.
Ricky McGill with 18 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and only 1 foul. Want to remind you also taking place tonight in the league, it's Cheshire and Sheffield, the other semifinal, and it's 57-53. Cheshire on top. They had a 10-point lead at the half, and we'll see if they can hold on at home. Interesting situation for Newcastle, Xenia. If they want to win this series, they're going to have to get it done here in game number 1, and Gabe Olasheni, again, the same way the game started, the Lions going in to feed the big man.
Yeah, and that's, so crucial. They know exactly what they want, and yet again, that movement at the top of the three-point line, then multiple screens, and a foul's been called here.
It's going to be on the captain, Jordan Taylor, as he got tangled up with Ricky McGill, and he's thinking that maybe Darius Defoe gave him the stiff arm shiver. No one's ever happy with the officials. Our crew chief, Ian McDonald, Paul Unsworth, and Christopher Dodds in charge of the action. It is a hard job. I want no part of it.
You never get a home court, advantage. Lovely move.
Beautiful job by Taj Green, not just a high flyer as he gets his body to contort as he comes down the lane and gets the 2.
And back to the referees, you get spoken to by the coaches, by the players.
But usually very kindly.
Oh, yeah. It's really, you have to have a tough skin.
Dante Grantham lets that fly and buries a 3.
Yeah, and he knows it. And this starting 5, didn't start this game, so they've gone a bit different. Nwamba, who was, he hadn't missed. He was 4 from 4 and 5 from 5 from the free throw line.
Oof. You want to talk about having some dogs out on the floor right now. This is London Lions in full effect in the and 1 with Matt Morgan. Z, this is the kind of danger you can get yourself into when you wake up and poke the bear. This time you awake the sleeping lion.
Yeah, here's the block and the foul that they're asking for. Grantham hit that left hand, but here's Matt Morgan, and this is the Matt Morgan that we know and who is so difficult to guard in transition with speed behind him. He gets to the rim, loves taking the contact, plays for the contact, and is at the free throw line.
Hard to believe that the London Lions have built a 10-point lead until that basket with Matt Morgan just getting 1 bucket in the first half.
Yes, you're right. I wasn't expecting that, but sometimes, Todd, it's not your day, and other guys step up, and right now it's been David Nwamba who's pretty much 100% from the floor.
David Nwamba, the pickup in February for the London Lions, and he brings NBA experience, deep range 3 coming off the heel. Matt Morgan now backing up that 3-point play with the rebound. He surveys the field, gives over to the captain, Jordan Taylor, gives it to Dante Grantham. He can't get it to hit. Taj Green keeps it alive, and back come the Eagles. So it could be Ricky McGill time. Still 8:20 to play here in the third. 10-minute quarters in the British Basketball League, and not the same shooting stroke that Ricky McGill had in the first half. Remember, he was letting things fly almost with his eyes closed, and they were going in.
Yes, he was the hot hand, but David Nwamba just gets the push in the back of Taj Green. He's not happy about it, but a good call, good sell by Taj Green. Sometimes you need some acting skills, And
Nwamba picking up his 2nd foul of the game.
Third foul.
Makes that the 3rd. 13 points for Nwamba off the bench. Ball taken away by Olasheni. Here come the Lions looking to run. Matt Morgan, he'll pull the trigger on a deep range 3. Can't get it to fall. Olasheni there. Olasheni thought about cleaning it up, gives it to Dante Grantham, and Grantham was going with the up and under, and he is fouled and will go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, the thing is, we've seen consistency with the referees. In the first quarter, they called 10 fouls in the first 5 minutes.
Meanwhile, Cheshire and Sheffield in a battle in the other semifinal. 59-55, so that's much closer. It was a 10-point lead for Cheshire at the half, and now just a 4-point lead. And we'll see what the Sharks, now it's at 61, so a 6-point lead. Aaron Ryan company doing their thing. Again, Aaron Ryan, the Cheshire Phoenix, with a huge win this year to pick up a trophy already in the trophy competition, which took place in Birmingham. Can they replicate that if they meet the Lions again in the championship?
Yeah, I think they are a handful. There's lots of, weapons on there which match London Lions. They play at a different style, real slow the ball down.
Look at that quick turn as Ricky McGill this time. Shots that were falling for him in the first half, not falling in the second. That's going to be a problem for the Eagles. David Nwaba drives. He can't get it to fall. Larry Austin Jr. back. Taj Green, to Whitfield, excuse me. Whitfield off the glass. So back and forth we go. Inside, Nwaba. Not too easy.
Yeah, timeout. Real timeout. Stop the bleeding. And I think Ricky McGill, look, he's just limping on that finish down the other end. I don't know exactly what happened, but he's come up, limping. But there, good ball movement by London Lions. They share the ball so well. Grantham, gets the ball and then goes inside.
Well, certainly if you're a London Lion fan, player of the half, 13 points for David Nwaba, and he came in immediately off the bench and made his presence felt. His shot to
and just
fall,
doing it all, and this is where I think he's unstoppable. Rocks the rim in full transition. I'm not getting in the way of that either.
No way. You're going to be on the David Nwaba poster.
Yeah, you are. And there with the Euro step. And really playing really well, playing with confidence. And he hasn't missed, so why not? And then that last possession with Grantham, they, swung the ball out to him and then found him down there.
So David Nwaba providing a big spark for the London Lions off the bench. They trailed by 3 after the first quarter, and they put that lead out to 7 at the half. And here they are now, up big. And this is danger zone for the Newcastle Eagles. Z, we've talked about this, how important game 1 is. They got it at home because of scheduling, and this was an opportunity there to take control of this. They've already beaten the London Lions at the Copper Box. That happened back in November. A 22-point lead as Nwaba looks fresh. He's back on, but for Newcastle, they've got to stop the bleeding, as you said, and get some stops. Yeah,
and remember, they were only on 49 at halftime, so they've only scored 2 points in this quarter, where London Lions have scored 12. So they're going to have to figure it out. They can't let this score get out of hand. Yep. Just get something smooth, get something easy, get back to attacking the rim.
Jordan Johnson looks like a player that might be able and or willing to get them going as Larry Austin Jr. shakes and bakes. Darius Defoe, he'll pull up from 15. He's hit, no foul called. And here comes David Nwaba once again on the stutter step, but tangled up down below was Gabe Olasheni as Darius Defoe and he were battling for position.
And London Lions giving really Newcastle a bit of a taste of their own medicine. This was looking like Newcastle in the first half, where I think this is where London Lions start to wear teams down, that they're able to go deep into their bench and keep the pressure and the foot on the gas.
Well, we talk about the depth that the London Lions bring, and in preparation for this game, I go through my notes and I put things down. They've got 14 guys that could contribute on any night.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of teams that literally will go 7 and 8 players on their normal rotation.
Yeah, and those 5 on the bench can start.
Yeah. Nice no-look pass. Taj Green, though, can't finish it. And Nwaba, who had his pocket pick, comes back with the ball. Grantham, Morgan. Grantham keeps it alive. No-look underneath. And David Nwaba decides to rise up amongst the trees and throw it down with 2 hands.
Yeah, with authority. They miss, but they get the rebound, where Newcastle's offense has completely dried up.
This is a situation where, Z, you know better than most, if you live and die by the 3 and the 3's not falling like that, you're going to die. Yeah. just how it is. Grantham. And Grantham looking to pass the officials, and it was the wrong colored jersey.
I thought you were there.
They're all smiling, though. They're all smiling. And of course they are. When you're up by 19 points, Darius Defoe on the bench. He's got 4. Delpeche has 3. And Larry Austin with 2. Whitfield also with 2. But 5:50 to play in the third. And Darius Defoe, this is not the way. This is possibly his last game at home this season, because if they don't go to London and pick up a win there, that's it. It's going to be a win or go home situation. Jordan Johnson in the corner again. Those are the shots, Z, that were dropping for the Eagles in the first half.
Yeah, have to agree with you. Still haven't figured out Only 2 points. It's going to be a moving screen.
Sam Decker.
You see, the feet were set, but the arms. So I think that's why he's thinking, why is that a moving screen? Which I think is feet. Let's have a look, see? And it's just that little swith of the hip, actually. I thought it was more of the arms, but seeing that again.
So the fans here at the Virtu Motors Arena looking for something to get on their feet about. Their team trails it by 19. Coming up on 5:10 to play here in the third. Taj Green, his three off the mark. Olasheni comes up. And he is taken away. Larry Austin just basically came up and took it away from him. But I don't think they're going to call him. Are they calling the foul on Larry Austin, or are they calling it on Gabe Olasheni?
Let's have a look. If we can.
We're going to sort this out here. Okay, it is on Larry Austin Jr. So Olasheni goes up, takes it. Huh.
Next play.
I love replay. Decker. Olasheni throws it right into the hands of Devin Whitfield. Unfortunately, he plays for the other team. Jordan Johnson left wide open, and surely he's going to hit this one, and he does. So a glimmer of hope for the Newcastle Eagles.
Boy, that was needed, but look.
Oh, wide open. Gabe Olasheni, no one was on him, and Sam Decker just put a little too much cheese on it. 4:40 to play in the third. Do the Newcastle Eagles have some life left in them? We'll find out when we return on Sky. Mark Studel's squad trails by 16, 4:50 to play in the third. It is a very delicate situation here inside the Virtu Motors Arena, and he knows every possession, Z, at this point is going to be critical.
Yeah, really big, and I think they just can't get in their feelings and upset, and they can't afford silly turnovers like that.
So these become empty possessions for a team that has gone stone cold after shooting the lights out in the first half. Jordan Johnson, who came off the bench, remember, he had 31 points in game one against Caledonia, and it is just not happening tonight for him. Meanwhile, the London Lions, their top player, Matt Morgan, ball knocked away there. Matt Morgan sitting on, 5 points, just 2 points in the first half, but they're in a pretty good place right now as they have a sizable lead of 16 points. Matt Morgan, also a first-team All-League player with teammate Gabe Olasheni. And the aforementioned just buries the 15-footer, no problem.
I told you, he likes that little shot, especially on that side.
Olasheni steps out to help out with Jordan Johnson. Will Neighbor left wide open, and Will Neighbor is a good outside shooter. Sam Decker can't get both paws on it and goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. I always like that story you tell about Will Neighbor's mom.
Well, she's probably not listening today.
You were so kind on your breakdown of Will's game, and she saw you and was like, I could do my best British mother accent, but I won't do it. But she was very complimentary of you.
Yes, I played, well, he was a London Lion, and that's where I met Will Neighbour 2 seasons ago, I think. Yeah, 2 seasons ago. And yeah, he was just playing really incredible, and I was saying lovely things about him, and then he came up to me, and I hadn't met him before that time, and he was like, hey, my mum really enjoys your commentary, so thank you. And I was like, okay, well, I'll keep up saying sweet things about you. But it's a 10-point game.
Yeah, back to a 10-point game. As that was the same lead that Cheshire had at the half over Sheffield. Sheffield cut it back to 5, and then Cheshire has shown their form back up, and that's going to be a backcourt foul on Larry Austin Jr. And right now the Eagles just seem to be, they've just seemed to be out of sync.
Yeah, but mentally I think it's just kind of falling apart. I think a lot of the body, you know, is showing negative, the shaking of the head, the body language.
Yeah, not good.
You know, they're upset. But listen, you still got over 13 minutes of play. What are you going to do? Pack up shop already and just think, okay, we'll get the next game? No, you've still got things to do, to execute, to learn from. I don't like this attitude from them right now.
And all is not lost, though, if you are a Newcastle Eagle fan. Remember, their team went to the Copper Box in London back in November and put a beat down on these same London Lions by 22 points.
Yeah, and we've just seen that stat line of all the foul trouble. There's a lot of London Lions in foul trouble on 3 fouls. Viola, can we have that foul trouble back up once you finish with that 20 fouls with London Lions? If I see that, I'm attacking those guys. Thank you very much. Look, Taylor on 3, Wamba, Decker, Morgan, attack those guys. Get them on 4, get them on the bench, and really have to make them have to think.
Ricky McGill now trying to find his offensive spark, and they're going to get Matt Morgan right as soon as Azania brings up.
He's on the 4 fouls.
That's 4 fouls, and they're going to say he's in the act of shooting, or is this going to be a dead ball call?
Either way, Speedy Gonzalez has to hit the bench now. Now you bring in Mo Salawade, who's not as fast, is not as aggressive to the rim. And there's the foul.
You are right. Matt Morgan will take a seat on that Newcastle Eagle Pine. I'm sure that's not exactly what head coach Petar Bosic wanted to see. Bright side is they do have a large lead. I was saying earlier, the silver lining for the Newcastle Eagles fans is you've gone to London before and you have won there before by a sizable margin, but that's what I like to call PDN, pre-David Nwaba.
Oh,
he was not on the team when they did that, so we'll see if they can do it PDN. That's post-David Nwaba.
There we go.
73-56, Johnson with 3 free throws. Is this the spark that gets the Eagles going? You've told me before, sometimes a shooter just needs to see the ball going in, and that's get it done at the free throw line. So it's a 16-point lead now. 3:15 to play. Alley-oop up and under, and unable to finish is Sam Decker, as he was going to make that very difficult. Would have been a reverse jam. Jordan Johnson drives the line. Delpeche hard off the glass. Olasheni crowds it in, knocked away, and there's a foul.
Delpeche has got to hit that shot. But if I'm Bosic, I'm happy with that. You know, the missed shot, that was well executed. That was a play. They knew exactly where they wanted to go. They got Decker. The ball just didn't finish it, but the foul on the other end. So both teams in bonus. Here it is. Look, see, there's a swinging screen, but then there's the back door.
That's a tough shot. I mean, maybe Sam Decker 5-6 years ago, but that's a tough shot.
Or he just catches it and comes down.
Yeah, it comes down and just puts it up and off the glass. Olasheni hits the first of 2.
But that's a design play.
Yeah.
That's a design play. There's multiple screening actions and multiple guys. Yes.
Is that something they scouted Newcastle biting on the fake or the cutout top, and so let's just back cut them a lot more?
Yeah, I think, but also you put new things in the playoffs, you know, because you've played these teams multiple times, 4 times in regular season. So you do put in new offenses in the practice time that you have.
18-point lead coming up on 2:50 to play in the third. Ricky McGill was unstoppable in the first, and unstoppable is exactly what Gabe Olasheni says, not on my watch.
Yeah, just cleans it up. Great timing, fumbles the ball, and then just puts it up there for him.
Rejection. Shot clock at 5, they'll have to hurry. Johnson comes off that screen. His shot is short.
Shame this second half.
Yeah.
Newcastle couldn't afford this lull in scoring, and you know they had to keep putting the points on the board because London Lions will.
They'll attack. Tariq Phillip comes in off the bench. It's his first bucket as he checks in. That's a 20-point note in favor of the defending champs. Josh Ward-Hibbert, he steps back. Connor Morgan, we haven't seen much of him in this game. He's back into the game. Sam Decker on the court as well. Tariq Phillip, they go inside. Big man, that's a tough stop. That is a tough stop for anyone. And London's starting to blow this thing wide open. Under 2 minutes now to play in the third.
Yeah, Newcastle dragging their feet. You know, we saw in that first half, as soon as London Lions scored, it's just a foul here by Mo Salawade. When London Lions scored, Newcastle didn't care. What did they do? They get the ball.
Right back?
Yeah, right back. Push it right back down. Now we're starting to see that maybe fatigue or upset or in your feelings or ego, whatever it looks like, is now slowing them down. That doesn't help you when you're playing London Lions.
So Jordan Johnson heads to the line. Good news is the clock is stopped. He's an 84% free throw shooter, but the bad news is they trail it by 22 as Josh Sharma checks into the game.
You know, they've only scored 8 points and make it 9 in this quarter.
They need more from him, of course, coming off that 31-point explosion in game 1 in the first round versus Caledonia. Cheshire with a 10-point lead, so they've maintained that lead. Sheffield was able to get it close down to 5 midway through the third, and since then it has been all Phoenix. We could be on a collision course for a repeat of the trophy final between Cheshire and London. And Z, I'm telling you right now, and you brought this point up to me, and you were spot on. Cheshire is a bad matchup for London.
Yeah.
The way they play, the personnel that they have, it's just a bad matchup.
Yep. And really, they don't care.
Yep.
You know, they don't care that...
We'll ugly it up. We don't care.
We will make it ugly. We'll get under you. You know, we'll beat you up. We'll push you. We'll frustrate you. And that's players like... Rideau, you know, Aaron Rye, he lives for it. You know, then you've got Skylar White, who just is an energy boost. If he hits a 3, he will roar his way down to the other end. So, but you know, we're still in the semi-finals,
right.
but that, I would love that matchup again, because that was me and you. Hey, there's a fathead. That's nice.
You wouldn't have to necessarily say that Cheshire would be the underdog. I mean, London comes in at 33-3. They've already won the regular season, but I don't know if you'd put them as the underdog.
I have this argument with you all the time.
I know.
And, you know, then what's their slogan? They're not the underdog, they're the top dog.
Top dog,
remember?
yeah.
I don't think you're an underdog when you've beaten a team.
I still don't know if LaQuincy Rideau has copyrighted that phrase yet, but it was a good line.
Yeah.
It was a good line.
But yeah, for sure, I think that would be a great matchup. I do think they've done a really good job in this second half. Really, it actually started at the end of that second quarter, where they started to get in more of a rhythm, share the ball, attack, and they came out focused in this third quarter.
Down 3 after 1, up 7 at the half, and that wild shot off the mark from Josh Ward-Hibbert doesn't find the mark. Connor Morgan gets it ahead, and back come the Lions. They might change their mind about these orange uniforms.
Well, we're hoping, because they've taken all their L's in orange.
They're looking pretty good in the pumpkin package tonight as Connor Morgan backs his way in, and Josh Sharma with a nice tip in. Final minute of the third. He has been harassed and puffed. That's a shot. I don't know if you could defend that any better.
Yeah, and you live with that. If you're Mo Salawade, you're making him shoot a really tough shot under, you know, aggressive defense. You live with that.
It's going to be a kick on Del Pesh, so they'll reset the shot clock to 14. 84-61, 23-point lead for the London Lions. They are the defending champions, looking to make it 2 in a row under first-year head coach Petr Bosic. Jordan Johnson manning up. Tariq Phillip got in the air, and they're going to call the charge. So that foul going the way of the Eagles, and Ricky McGill has something to say about it.
Yeah. Right up under him, Johnson, but he runs straight into McGill. Good defense. That's a layer defense. Helping each other. You need more of that.
They go with the quick first step and the quick handle. Look at this. Lobs it up, throws it down. Beautiful play, does up patch.
Thick Josh Sharma right there. Could have been a foul, actually, a slap, but he puts the ball and Josh Sharma in there.
You can count the number of times Josh Sharma has been dunked on one hand.
Yes, but he's still, I think he plays such great defense as well. He's not afraid. He doesn't care if he gets dunked on.
But it just doesn't happen very often, and they're going to get Connor Morgan on the push-off. Jordan Johnson did not like that. Connor Morgan walks away. Cooler heads prevail. This little sequence here shows the chippiness of it as we are down to the final 7.7 here in the third.
But that's the style that Newcastle like to play. That's where I like that they've come back.
And off the glass.
There you have it.
Nice way to close out the third as Jordan Johnson answers back, and he hits the bucket at the horn. 84-65, Lions on top. Fourth quarter of play, getting set to get underway here inside the Virtu Motors Arena in Newcastle. It is the Newcastle Eagles hosting the London Lions. Game one of the semifinal set for 3. Game 2 coming up on Sunday. Game 3, if necessary, on Tuesday. Todd Harris and Xenia Stewart with you as the London Lions have a 19-point lead, but there is signs of life coming from the Newcastle Eagles, and then that shot. But it is going to stay with the Eagles. Last touch by the Lions. Oh, no, it's going to be with the Lions. David Nwaba has checked back in. Dante Grantham also on the court as Tariq Phillip and Josh Sharma. Beautiful pass, and that is the way the game started, Azania. Beautiful pass, sharing the ball. And Nwaba, again, this time showing his versatility, cutting, not just a dunk master.
And that was the same play that I spoke about that they drew up for Sam Decker, who missed the dunk, but this time David Nwaba is on the end of it, so they executed that time.
With 9:21 to go, if you're head coach Petar Bosic or if you're head coach Mark Studel, obviously both coaches want to get to game 2, their players healthy. At what point
do you pull it?
Do you pull? Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan are not walking through the door anytime soon to, 8 points in 6 seconds kind of thing.
You pull the pin. I think in about 4 minutes time.
And then you'll have a big decision to make, player of the game. That rests firmly on your capable shoulders. Head coach Petar Bosic, of course, looking for something big here. Of course, the London Lions swept Surrey 2-0. Surrey made a game of it in the second game, but just, again, we've talked about this theme. London has so much depth and so much quality coming off the bench. Long-range shot that would have fallen the first half of Ricky McGill does not drop here in the second. Mo Solowati to Phillip. To David Nwaba. Dante Grantham with a nice head fake back to Tariq Phillip. He'll pull the trigger on a three. He's off the front of the rim. Josh Sharma keeps it alive into the hands of the Eagles. Ball rolls around, and that has kind of been indicative of the Newcastle Eagles' second half. See, those shots were dropping nothing but net in the first half. Jordan Johnson, very brave, drives on Josh Sharma. Delpeche, point blank, can't get it to fall. Second attempt, can't get that one to fall. Then it goes into the hands of Mo Solowati.
Yeah, those ones you just can't afford to miss. Those little bunnies and Grantham's foot out of bounds.
Dante Grantham had a whole head of steam on the baseline, but unfortunately his plant foot out of bounds. And it's back to the Eagles. Well, there's plenty of things for Newcastle to look at. Of course, the first half went almost to script. They were trailed by 7, but again, they had a 3-point lead after 1. That third quarter, Z, as you said, the wheels just came off offensively.
Yeah, offensively, but also attitude. I thought they lost their aggression. You know, they lost their, and here, just execution.
Holy alley-oop. Tariq Phillip with the easiest assist he'll have all season long. He saw the big 7-footer trailing and said, you know, big fella, I'm all about the love.
This is lovely. Why not? Sharing is caring. Throws it off the glass. Put it in a highlight play, please.
The slam dunk champion in the London Lions. They can smell the final. The push is on to get to the 0-2.
We've been working all season for the playoff and for the opportunity to play a championship game on the end.
Probably stay here all day and talk about what makes us dangerous. You know, we have 2 guys who can put up 30 in a hurry, and Matt and Sam, and then, you know, we got 2 big men in Gabe and Sharma who offer different challenges for the opponent.
Oh, lobbed up to Sharma!
We're trying to emphasize throughout all the season is the aggressive defense and togetherness in offense with a lot of free play.
Oh my goodness!
I think pressure is there because we have highest possible expectations. We have to control that.
You know, being the top seed is expected. I think, you know, we expect that when guys play us to get their best shot, and, you know, that's kind of just what it is. We found different ways to win throughout the season with different combinations and different guys. So I think it's just a testament to how hard everybody works. The 0-2 and the Trophy Cup final, they offer such cool playing experiences and fan experiences.
We are hoping we're going to get there.
So the London Lions have the plan mapped out, and right now they are taking care of business here in Newcastle. At this point, Z is making it easy for them. They are missing point-blank shots, as we've said multiple times. These are shots that were going in the first half.
Yeah, and really shots that you need if you want to keep chipping away at the lead.
Alley-oop up to Sharma, not quite at the rim, but he's able to corral it in and put it in. And much shorter, Ricky McGill was on him.
Yeah.
And that's no match, 6'1" to 7 feet.
Yeah, they've picked on McGill all game, really. You know, like we talked about it, he's fantastic on the offensive end, but then gives up a lot with his height on the defensive end.
And maybe that's what triggered the change by head coach Mark Studel. Remember, there was a time when he was starting Ricky McGill, Larry Austin, and Jordan Johnson. And that's 5'10", 6'1", and 6'2" for 3 players.
Yeah, and then he's put Whitfield in to start the game, and he changed that up. But, you know, you've got to be able to adjust. You know, in game 1, you can look at film and go back and see where, you know, you can be better. But then also London Lions changed up their lineup in the second half.
I think it's interesting, though. You wonder if Coach Studel really wants to watch the second half of this game, or if he's just going to focus on the first half and say, guys, this is what we're capable of doing. Let's get back to doing this.
I think you show your attitude, though.
Yeah.
That's for free. You know, that's something that isn't, you can't coach that. You need to make sure that you come with the energy and bring that every single time.
Here's what you're talking about. Dante Grantham matched up with Ricky McGill, and that's just
Too
tough.
easy.
And then you bring the double on it and throws over. And when the London Lions are smiling and running, bad things are happening to the other team. That's going to be a block. We're going to say before the shot went up. It looks like they're going to get Mo Solowati. It is not the active shooting. So Larry Austin Jr. will come on. Jordan Johnson will take a breather. Quick turnaround, though, on a Friday night here in Newcastle. They'll probably travel tomorrow, and again Sunday on Sky Sports. Azania will be on the call for that game. A quick turnaround, and it looks like it's going to be an opportunity for the London Lions to close this thing out.
And McGill fouls, and they have
86-81. The other game right now has gotten a little bit closer. 5-point lead for Cheshire. And down to the final, less than 20 seconds, as the big man get the ball in the big 99's hands, and he'll take care of it.
Yeah, he will.
The thing that's different, though, about Cheshire is, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, Newcastle will live and die by the three, and we've seen in the second half they've died because the three's not dropping for them. Cheshire, though, can live and die, and they can put up a lot of threes, but if it's not working, they'll go inside. They've got plenty of inside game with Aaron Rye and Mr. White going to town.
But what they also do is they crash the boards. You know, they've got
Rebounding
guys.
machines.
Yeah. And even Aaron Rye, you know, he's not afraid to get down and dirty.
Oh.
And something's going on here.
Well, that spells even worse for Newcastle, as Ricky McGill has been ejected from the game. So apparently he was clapping up the ref, and that's, if you're watching the NBA and the USA, Rick Carmichael, the head coach for Indiana, he was clapping sarcastically in the face of an official. He got teed up. And Mark Studel's looking for clarification. Dante Grantham missing back-to-back, so it's going to remain a 92-65 lead, 6:48 to play. And the frustration you can just see on the bench for the players.
And Mark Strudel's face, he's upset.
He's tried different lineups tonight, but just after that first period, London did a great job of figuring out what they were trying to do. The shots went cold in the second half, and the third quarter was an absolute
shambles.
Yeah, shambles. Perfect word.
But this is the energy that they're playing with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what they just kind of fell asleep in the third. But the fourth is just getting a little bit out of control. McGill couldn't, you know, rein in the emotions. But that's the type of player he is, you know.
He's a very fiery player.
Fiery
but if you spend most of your time and your energy barking at the officials, I've never seen him go, you know what, you're right. You got a good point there. I'm going to change the call. I just never seen it happen. Tariq Phillip, they're directing traffic. They got everything sorted away. Shot clock at 26:39 on the game clock. Opportunity for Kareem Quealy, who has checked into the game.
He's got to get the shot
nice
up.
Step. Dante Grantham, of course, with the clock winding down. Grantham buries a beautiful three.
Yeah, and a real dagger.
And they're going to get the travel on the other end on Taj Green. Oof. Again, in the words of Ron Burgundy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah,
it was 19
quick.
just a second ago, and now we're up to a 30-point lead for the London Lions. Z, would you be surprised if I told you Newcastle has not scored in the fourth quarter? They ended the third 84-65. It's 95-65.
Nice behind the back, but no, I'm not surprised. You know, the second half has been a whole different. This is not the Newcastle that we know. And it just got from, you know, bad to worse and really just struggled. But London Lions smelt the blood and just kept putting on.
They're getting open shots. They're just not falling, as Josh Sharma had that ball knocked away, and they're going to call a foul. Still 9 seconds to play in Cheshire. It looks 89-81, so it looks like the Phoenix are going to claim game number one, and they'll make the transition to Sheffield. So the Sharks will be looking to even that series up on a Sunday. And they will have an opportunity to close out on the road. Meanwhile, the London Lions are on their way to a closeout game Sunday at home at the Copper Box. So it's a little risky, Z, but we talked about this before we came on air. If the Newcastle Eagles wanted to win this, they had to get this first game.
Yeah, and it's made it really difficult.
Taj Green's shot partially blocked away, and then it goes up and over, and it's going to go back over to the London Lions.
But to be fair, you know, they played great at the Copper Box. They honestly, every time I've commentated their game or watched them in London, it's the London air, I guess, and they really do push the London Lions, so they're going to have a quick turnaround, rest, and travel down south and be ready for game 2.
89-83, Cheshire has gone final, and oh, you don't want to see that. Taj Green getting airborne as he comes down. 89-83, the final there, so look for a closeout for the Phoenix in Sheffield on Sunday.
Just a bit too much on it, and he just lands.
Did our camera guy get...
Yeah, done again.
And Muckle took a beating. Well done, Gareth.
He's going to need an ice bath.
I'm telling you what, he's going to be in the ice bath in the training room with the rest of the boys. Newcastle, 5 minutes gone by in the 4th, and they have yet to score. Dante Grantham up and around. Josh Sharma finds it in his hands, gives it right back to Grantham. He lines up a 3 and buries it. Back-to-back threes for Dante Grantham.
Yeah, good job, Josh Sharma, keeping that ball alive. Sees that defense is sucked in under the rim, push it out to open man in Grantham.
14-0 run, which London is capable to do to anyone, so don't feel bad, Newcastle. There's been a lot of teams that have felt the wrath of the London Lions, as Kieran Sandy is also checked into the game. Green Quealy is fouled. We'll take a break. 4:23 to play before this one goes final. It's all setting up a closeout opportunity on Sunday for the London Lions. This game may be known as the violence and the virtue, because right now it is London showing no respect for their hosts. They are up 98-65, a 33-point lead. And it could get worse the way London's playing with shots like that. Kieran Sandy comes in. His first bucket is a dunk with no one near him.
Yeah, and Newcastle decided to change to a little bit of a zone, and London Lions just ate it up, and Sandy easy 2 points.
You don't think the London Lions are remembering that game back on November 23rd when the Eagles strolled into the Copper Box and beat them 102-80, do you?
No, I think they won't forget, you know. They won't forget that, but I think this is just a whole new part of the season, the playoff where they're trying to get to. They've got goals. They want to get back to defend that title from last season. So yeah, maybe a little bit, but they've definitely reacted and come to play.
Sandy with the feed. Josh Sharma gets the bucket. I think I've been most impressed, Z, and we know how good London is. This isn't a fluke. This is the team that went to the semifinals of the Euro Cup. This is just a strong team. The way they're passing tonight, it is give up a good shot for a great shot.
Yeah, they're really, there's a high arcing.
Wow.
Shot.
First bucket for Newcastle in the fourth, and it comes at 3:07 to play in the ball game. That's a drought. Look at that up on Google machine. That's called a drought.
But just going back to what you said, 30 assists for London Lions. They've just really been looking after each other, taking care of, moving the ball, and 30 assists.
Still looking for assists there, and that's going to be an up and under. So it could be back-to-back 3 points coming from Jordan Johnson. It's going to be a little too late, because this is the thing of beauty as Kieran Sandy gets the foul. Oof.
Up and under. And when you're undersized, that's the best way to protect the ball, to not get blocked.
So after going almost 7 minutes without scoring, Newcastle on a 5-0 run. That's the good news. The bad news is they're down by 32.
Yeah, but also the good news is the grit and the fight back.
They're not rolling over.
Yeah, I felt like in that third quarter, it wasn't the style that we know them to play. The fourth quarter, just a little bit better, chipping away. And that's what you want to hold your head up high. This is your last home game of the season. Yeah. And these fans have been fantastic all season for you. You want to do them proud, if anything.
Last home game, unless they go down and get 2 wins in London. Oh, you're right. It is the last game, because, you're right. My apologies.
It's fine.
You were looking at me like, what are you talking about? Yeah. It's like exactly what you're talking about. I'm so used to a 5 or 7 game series and just 3 games here.
This is their last home game.
This is the final game. Thank you, Azania Stewart. What would I do without you? For the Newcastle Eagles, and they trail it by 30. Foul called there on Mo Solowade. Do you see anything in London's game tonight that would say, ooh, you need to work on that? Or are they just been money?
No. I think their transition defense is what they need to work on. Okay, yep, you've scored, but you've got to get back very quickly. That's the only thing I think that really sticks out to me.
So back-to-back offensive fouls, and Newcastle will take over. London will take over with 1:54 to play. Fans on hand here at the Vertboom Motors Arena as Darius Defoe, the 39-year-old, 20-year vet, 6'7" forward out of London, has fouled out. 11 points, 3 rebounds, his playoff average so far, but they have absolutely run into a buzzsaw with the London Lions tonight. Morgan for 3. Jordan Johnson still playing. Josh Ward-Hibbert, the former Lion, drives in hard on Connor Morgan. His shot comes up short into the hands of Jordan Taylor. So London will make the trip back to the Copper Box. They will play on Sunday as Kareem Quealy gets into the box score, and we come up now on the final 120Z. It'll be a different game. Obviously, the atmosphere will be very similar. I'm sure the London Lions will pack the Copper Box as part of a doubleheader with the women playing on the same day just before. So a great day of basketball if you're in the London area. Make your way to the Copper Box. George Johnson on the step back. And that's indicative of how it's been tonight. Halfway down, and it comes back out. Whitfield. He hits.
It's what that they needed, and Defoe there shaking his head. He's fouled out. Also Ricky McGill. These are 2 big pieces that they can't afford in this game too. You can't afford Ricky McGill to be in the changing room. Yep. You can't afford Defoe to be in foul trouble. And these are the things that they can learn from this game 1.
Jordan Johnson gets it back to Whitfield. Everyone just looking for an open 3. They just need an open bucket because that empty possession there is just not going to help the cause. Sandy progresses it forward, back into the hands of Kareem Quealy. He puts it in off the glass, and that should about do it for offensive output for the Lions. 106, not bad.
Good offensive day.
Yeah. And for the Newcastle Eagles, their fans get on their feet and they applaud the team as they'll let the clock run out. So they have a tall mountain to climb to the Newcastle Eagles. They have lost for the first time in the playoffs. And Jordan Johnson gets one more shot off. Final score, London 106, Newcastle 75. So they'll line up and shake hands, and then it will be the trip down south. Copper Box will be the arena. You'll want to be there on Sunday. London Lions will bring their A game and look to close out and get themselves one step closer to another title. Of course, May 19th in the O2 Arena. And David Nwaba was an absolute, and I mean this in the kindest ways, an absolute beast.
Yeah, a nightmare for sure, because he had 19 points. He was 7 from 8 from the floor. He also got to the free throw line, 5 from 5, 100%, doing the work on the boards, also 5 rebounds, and actually let's add 2 blocks to that as well. But really a force, really, got the energy that London Lions needed, got himself going. Also, I'm impressed with him, and we've talked about his NBA body, but that's what he needs to do, really impose his will and his energy and his strength.
106-75. London really exploded on that third quarter, and then they just defensively shut down Newcastle, keeping them scoreless for almost 7 minutes in the fourth period on a way to a monster victory. And for Newcastle, not a lot of time to lick your wounds on this one. This one's going to hurt. They're going to have to forget about it, Z, burn the tape, head on down to London, and it's going to be a whole new ball game on Sunday.
Only scoring 10 points in this quarter. It's not going to help, especially when they were great. But
all right,
we'll have a look at the stats.
Let's take a look at the numbers. Not pretty really across the boards. Is there any shining light, any kind of glimmer of hope that you see on Newcastle's side to say, okay, we can get this done, we can build on this?
Well, the percentage completely dropped, right? They were 7 from 15 in the first half, shooting 46% from the 3, and then they go 10 from 32, overall. But for me, also the rebounding game, 35 to 51. That's a big rebounding. Both teams turned over the ball. They didn't look after the ball, but that rebounding game giving you extra possessions, especially in the offensive side. They're going to have to clean up a lot of things, Newcastle.
Look at the assists for the London Lions. That is very telling. They shared the ball, 33 assists as a team, and so London shares the ball. And David Nwaba, we talked about it, he brought his A game tonight.
Yeah, and he did it in different ways here in the full court. That just really is something special. You can't guard that. And then also putting the ball on the floor, and then here ball movement, that was part of their 33 assists.
So David Nwaba, part of a huge London Lion offensive onslaught. Remember, Dante Grantham came in. Josh Sharma came in off the bench, chipped in a quick 10 points.
Yeah, this was good balance from Josh Sharma. And I spoke about it. You've got to worry about Gabe Olasheni, but then once he goes off, guess who comes in? The Sharma machine. And just works hard. This was the highlight for me. Put this on Instagram Reel and British Basketball League.
And I'm sure our friend Dan Ling will find that in some highlights somewhere. Ricky McGill started the first half off amazing. Look at this, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, unstoppable.
Yeah, but what's not amazing and what is unstoppable is if he goes into the locker room, right? If he gets the foul trouble, if he gets, he can't help his team. And for me, I'm glad he's back out here, stretched down, be, able to talk to a vet like, Neighbor, and come back ready for game 2.
We'll take a look at this week's results and fixtures. Of course, we will take this to a game number 2. Cheshire taking care of their business as well. 89-83, a little bit closer. They had a 10-point lead at half, and they held on to the end for a 6-point win. But London absolutely blows out Newcastle. So we look forward to Sunday, another doubleheader for you. Of course, it all kicks off at 1:30 on Sky Sports here in the UK and in the USA. And then, of course, we'll see Cheshire and Sheffield. All right, let's talk about this game. First of all, you'll be on the call. What do you need to do if you're Newcastle other than eliminate all the turnovers and have a full game? You can't just have one quarter.
Yeah, you can't have one quarter. I think their aggressiveness needs to be both halves. They can't get in their feelings. London Lions are going to give you pushes. They're going to give you waves of offense. But in the first half, they, really did well in retaliating back. But for me, I think they just need to kind of clean up a lot of things. But their aggressiveness is something that they need and do well.
And they cannot have another third quarter like they had tonight at their home arena. They absolutely just took a beating, and in the fourth quarter, they just went ice cold.
Yeah, and that's it. If you want to beat London Lions, you got to put points on the board because London Lions fill it up really quick, and that's what we saw.
So we look forward to that one. And, of course, Cheshire and Sheffield both will be closeout games, an opportunity for both teams. Now, for both these teams, are they on a collision course for the O2? I don't know, but they're going to want to close this thing out and get an extra day of rest.
Yes, they really are going to need that.
That will wrap things up. Once again, it is the London Lions, the defending champions. They come up north to Newcastle, and they get it done. The final score, 106-75. On behalf of the former London Lion, Azania Stewart, I'm Todd Harris. We will see you on Sunday.